where we're told that Michelle Kwan has taken to the table there and is prepared to answer questions about her decision to drop out of the Winter Games. A very tough decision, but again, after a practice in which
Ladies and gentlemen, with us now is 9-time U.S. national champion and 5-time world champion Michelle Kwan. Michelle, if you could, I know you have some opening thoughts you'd like to share with the group.
I wish I was here in better circumstances. When I first put in my petition, I said that I believed that I'd be 100% by the time the Olympics came around. And, you know, after yesterday, going on the ice, feeling stiff, and doing a triple flip and pulling my groin again, I don't think that I can be 100%, and I respect the Olympics too much to compete, and I don't feel that I can be at my best.
Michelle, thanks. We'll go ahead and take questions now. Our first question is going to be from Andrea Joyce with NBC. Andrea?
Michelle, it's been about 24 hours since you fell at practice. Can you take us through step by step what's happened since then?
Well, yesterday morning I woke up really stiff, and you know, practice was at 11:20, and I tried to get to the rink pretty early, do my usual, you know, jump rope, stretching, walk through all my programs. Got on the ice. 20 minutes into the practice, I still felt really stiff and not at ease on the ice. And I did only about 3 jumps on the ice, and that was triple toe. And then I tried the triple flip, and when I flipped out of it, I knew I had done something. But then I attempted it again, and I fell on it, and I tried to skate it off, but I ended up getting off the ice, and just felt, you know, I didn't, at the time, you know, I didn't feel like I did something immediately, but came straight from practice to here, just felt stiff and uncomfortable. And after that, I went back to the village, got some physio, iced my groin area, got some stem, ultrasound, and then later on in the afternoon, I went to see my parents and had dinner with them, then went back to the village, and by 11, 12 o'clock, I just didn't feel right, didn't feel good, so I made a few phone calls and talked to the doctor. It was like 2:15 in the morning, and just got evaluated on my body and just had to make a decision. And it's one of the toughest decisions I've had to make, but I know it's the right one.
Thank you. Our next question will be Christine Brennan. Christine, if you could stand up so the runners can find you with a microphone, please. Thank you.
Michelle, sorry to hear about this. Couple questions. In hindsight, would it have been better if you maybe had not gone, say, to the opening ceremonies or had not gone to the practice yesterday? And to follow up, have you given any thought to what happens next in your career? Thanks.
Well, it's just going about my business, you know, enjoying the whole Olympic experience, and that's what, you know, Olympic Games is an amazing thing. You know, it's an honor to represent your country, and I didn't think twice about not going to the opening ceremonies or not going to practice because, you know, I have to get my legs under me. I have to get, you know, business as normal as usual, and, you know, when I was stiff, it's the Olympics, you got to push, so. Unfortunately, it happened, and I can't even think past right now and being at the moment and just being here.
Next question is Amy Shipley, right here, please.
Michelle, when you went through the day yesterday, as the injury, did it grow increasingly worse? You know, can you tell us a little bit more about that? Were you unable to sleep? Is that why you made the call so late? And finally, as you go through this, when the doctor recommended, as he told us, that you should not continue, did you expect to hear that? Did you kind of know that that's what he was going to say, or was that a shock? And did you have to you know, let that sink in?
Well, at practice, you know, it's always tough in the first practice at the Olympics, and just to try to get your feet under you. And when I did the triple flip, it just didn't feel right, but immediately I didn't think, this is going to be bad. This is, I can't skate after this. But after physio, after I iced it down, after treatment, and later in the day, it just got worse and worse, and it's not something that will just go away right now. So I don't think in my heart that I could be at my best, and I have to be honest, and I have to make a decision. And at 2:15 in the morning, that's when I was like, I've got to do something about it. I've got to get checked out right away, and made phone calls. And I think when he evaluated my body, he just knew I was stiff, knew that I was in pain. And I think you don't have to hear it from somebody else to say that you're in pain. So.
Okay, our next question is going to be Helene Elliott, and then we're going to go to Mark Ziegler. Helene, if you'd stand up so the runner can find you, please.
Michelle, so when the doctor said that he recommended that you withdraw, did you think to say, hey, what if I took another week or took another few days, or did you accept that? And also, will you stay here for the remainder of the games or go back home?
Well, after I got evaluated, I think I had to make a decision to withdraw from the team. And, I would love to compete in my third Olympics, but I love and respect the sport, and I think it's all about, the United States bringing their best team to the Olympic Games, and I wouldn't want to be in the way of that.
Okay, Mark.
I think the best thing for me is to go home and get better, and I don't want to be a distraction here.
Okay, Mark Ziegler, and then we'll go to Jeremy Schaap. Mark, if you'd stand up, please. Okay, looks like Mark has moved, so we're going to go right over here to Jeremy Schaap, and then we're going to go to Phil Hirsch. Jeremy?
Michelle, you did several interviews yesterday, put on a brave face, didn't mention any injury. Was this a new injury or something previous that was aggravated?
Well, when I left Los Angeles, I felt ready to compete. I had costumes, I had good practices, and yesterday after practice, it just felt sore, felt stiff, and I had obligations, I had interviews, and I tried to go through them, and throughout the day, my groin just did not feel good at all. This is not the same as when I had left. I was feeling fine, and coming over here, I was trying to stay positive. I knew that I didn't have a lot of practice under me, but I felt good and ready to go. Yeah.
Okay, Phil Hirsch, and then we'll go to Joanne Barnes. Phil Hirsch, right here in the front, please.
Michelle, even though this is all very fresh, you're 25 now, you'd be 29 4 years from now. It's likely that you'll finish your career without an Olympic gold medal. How much of a void will that be to you and to the way you're looked at in this sport?
Well, it's always been a dream, to win the Olympics. And it's always an honor to represent your country. And, my parents are here. They arrived last night. And, they always want me to be happy and for their baby to win the gold, and make my dreams come true. But I've learned, it's not about the gold, and it's about the spirit of it and about the sport itself. So I have no regrets. I tried my hardest, and if I don't win the gold, it's okay. I've had a great career. I've been very lucky, and this is a sport, and it's beautiful.
Okay, Joanne Barnes, right here in the front, please. And then Elliot.
Michelle, I'm going to follow a difficult question with another one. So after when you found out, did you walk around the village? I mean, I can imagine you didn't go right to sleep right away. Can you just sort of talk about the things that you were thinking about, and perhaps what time did you finally go to sleep last night?
Well, after I saw the doctor around 2:15, I called my parents, told them I made a decision, and they said that they would support me 100% no matter what, and that they're always proud of me. And I don't think I actually fell asleep, so it was just kind of tough night.
Okay, Elliot Almond right here, and then we'll go over here. Elliot?
Hi, thank you. Michelle, are you, as you're talking to us right now, in physical pain, or is it more just the emotions of what's transpired in the last 24 hours?
It's physical pain that is keeping me from performing and skating, but it's also emotional as well, that I had to make a decision, and it's a tough decision.
Okay, this will be our last question right over here.
The Olympics is an incredible experience. I know that she'll have an amazing time, and she'll make the country proud. I'm sure she's been working really hard, running through her programs, and that she's ready.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
We've been listening to an emotionally drained, physically exhausted Michelle Kwan, receiving the applause of journalists gathered there as she has walked us through the last several hours leading up to her decision